Hello Year 10 and welcome back to my lesson today on reverse percentages. Lovely to get all your beautiful work on percentage increase and decrease. Now this is a grade 5 topic, so the highest level in your paper. But I'm going to teach it stage by stage, so I know you'll be able to understand this difficult concept if you just follow through my method carefully. Okay, and I'm going to spend about 3 lessons on reverse percentages. Okay, first question. Problem 1. Okay, my son went into JD Sports and he wanted some trainers. Obviously he wanted the most expensive, and luckily there was a sale on, and all the trainers were reduced by 20% for these lovely Nike Air Max 270s. It cost £80 in the sale, and we are asked to find the original cost. Okay, now the original we say is always equal to 100%. Okay, so the original cost is 100%. Now, if it's gone down by 20%, the word reduced or reduction, that means we're going to now our new cost is only 80% of the original. 100 subtract 20 because it's gone down 20%. So this 80% is the cost of now what it costs in the sale. So this is now the sale price. It's 80% of what it originally cost. So if I write it like this, 80% is equal to, in this case, the sale cost. I bought my Nike trainers for £80. Now I want to find the original cost. I want to find 100%. Now it's easy to find 1%. What could I do to 80%? What should I divide 80 by to get to 1? Well, I divide by 100. So I'm going to do the same to this side. Not by 100, by 80. 80 divided by 80 is 1. So I divide this side by 80. 80 divided by 80 is 1. So 1% is £1. Now I don't want 1%, I want 100%. So what do I do to 1 to get to 100? Yep, well done. I times by 100. So I do the same to this side. I times by 100. £1 times 100 is £100. So the question asks, what was the original cost? So the original cost will be £100. Right, we can check that is correct, because if we were to, in our previous lessons, you know how to find 20% of 100, and it's gone down by 20%. Well, 20% of 100, 10% is 10, 20% will be 20. So if we go down by £20, the sale price would be £80. So this is just a way of checking my answer. I just checked that £100 take off 20% is equal to £80. Okay, next question. Right, you might like to pause the video now and have a go yourself, or you might not be confident enough to do that, and you might want to go through one more with me. Okay, so let's go through this question now. Right, my daughter loves Ted Baker bags, not that I've ever bought her one, but she would like me to get her one, but I think they're too expensive. But let's say this Ted Baker bag has gone down by 40%, and it now costs £30, and we want to find the original cost. Okay, so original cost is 100%. It's gone down by 40%. So in the sale price is 60% of what it originally cost. Right, so we know that 60% is now the sale price. We want to get to 100%, the original cost. Well, we need to go to 1% first. So let's think about what we're going to do. So from 60% to 1%, what do we divide by? Yep, well done. We divide by 60. So I have to do the same to this side. I divide by 60. But you are allowed to use a calculator, so please use your calculators. So 30 divided by 60 is 50p, or 0.5. Obviously we could have done that in our head, but we are allowed to use calculators for this. Right, now I want to get to 100%. So I times 1 by 100 to get to 100. So I do the same to this side. I times by 100. So times by 100 on your calculator, and you will get £50. So my original cost was £50. Right, we can check this solution. We can check. Okay, so the original cost is £50, and if we now work out, it's gone down by the sale price, it went down by 40% here. And we want to check that this answer gives us £30. If that does, then we know we're correct. Okay, so we know from our previous lessons how to work out percentages. And we could do this with a calculator as well. 10% of 50 is £5. 40% is going to be £20. We times by 4. So we take off £20. So the original cost was 50. We're going to take off 20, and we get our discounted price of £30, which is what it said in the original question. So our little check has shown that we are correct. Okay, problem 3. Again, pause the video if you'd like to have a go at this on your own before I go through the solution. And it will be a good idea to write up at least a couple of these questions up in your books or on paper, so you can see the method in front of you when you try the learning check at the end of this video. Each video I do will have a little learning check at the end for you to submit to me. Okay, so this shirt is costing £39 in a sale. It's gone down by 35%. Today's lesson we're looking at all things that have gone down or reduced. So we start off, the original price was 100% and it's gone down 35%. Make sure you do this calculation correctly, and we get 65%. So my 65% is equal to the cost of the shirt in the sale, very expensive shirt. Right, we want to get to 100%, the original cost. Okay, so we're going to find our 1%. The method is always the same. So we divide by 65 and we divide by 65. So we get our calculator. 39 divided by 65 is 0.6 pounds or 60 pennies. Remember, for pounds always has 2 decimal places. Sometimes here you may need to round your, if it's not like this was I chose the numbers so it made a nice easy decimal, but sometimes you might just need to round up your answer here to 2 decimal places. Okay, now we're going to times by 100 to get 100%, and we do the same this side. So times by 100, we will get £60, which is my answer. Right, it's always good to do a check at the end, just to make sure you know you're definitely right. So let's check. So we've got £60 and we want to go down by 35%. So I'm going to work out 10%, 30%, 5%, 35%. 10% is 6, divide by 10. I want 30%, which is 3 lots of 10%. 3 times 6. 5% will be half of 10%. So add these two together to get 35%. So it was £60, it's been reduced by £21, which gives me an answer of £39. So that check is correct because it said £39 in the original question. Well, I'm just going to go through one last one just to make sure you completely understand this. Please have a go yourself. Pause the video, have a go, and then I will go through the questions with you. Okay, this is a very expensive phone. It's costing £170, and that is in the sale, £170. So it was originally 100% and it's been reduced by 15%. So we take away 15 from 100 to get 85%. So 85% is now my reduced price, £170. I'm going to find 1%, I'm going to find 100%. So the steps I do, I'm going to divide by 85, then I'm going to times by 100. I'm going to divide by 85, I'm going to times by 100. So we get our calculator. 170 divided by 85 will give me £2, and 2 times 100 will give me £200. And we now know we need to do a little check. So check. We start at £200 and we're going to go down by 15%. So you're good at doing this now. 10% would be 20, 5% is 10, so 15% is 30. So it's gone down by £30 to give me 170, which is what it said in the question. Okay, right, now your turn. You're going to have a go at these questions. Please show me your method. There are 4 questions for you to do. I'm just going to double check that's all nicely on the camera. There's your learning check. And yep, 4 questions. Show me your method clearly. Some of you are just giving me the answers without any method, which is better than not doing anything. But if you can show me the solutions as well, the work solutions, I would prefer that because I can see where you've gone wrong. Okay, Year 10, and again, thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope it's made sense to you. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me. And all the best, and I'll see you on Friday.